I can't believe this lady been lying to me this whole time. I knew this lady since middle school, who I call Auntie. How we found out she and her mom was basically illegal immigrants, and the lady was like older than my mom.
Hey, y'all serve been over here yet?
Yeah.
Really? You alright? You good? Why you smiling so much? You always happy like that?
Ooh, it's something about the way she moves. I can't figure it out. It's something about her. I said, ooh, it's something about kind of woman that wants you but don't need you. Hey, I can't figure it out. It's something about her. 'Cause she walk like a boss, talk like a boss, manicure nails or something pedicure boss. She's fly effortlessly. And she move like a boss, do what a boss do. She got me thinking about getting it all. That's the kind.
Good morning, everybody. This is Just Lux. Welcome to another edited vlog. I've been really busy, and it's paper week, and it's just been crazy. And on top of that, I have carpal tunnel just from writing so much, doing crazy papers. But I really wanted to share this vlog with you guys because I have a free lifetime not OnlyFans, but I'm sorry. I have a free lifetime Snapchat subscription. So I know a lot of cam girls or cam models in my industry charge for their Snapchats, but me, that's where I like to go, be messy, and kind of like, it's where I have the most memories. So that's where I like to just, do my story times. So basically, if you see this video on YouTube and I found you from another platform, or if you just in my community, make sure that when you add me on Snapchat, you say basically a lifetime meaning as long as I don't violate no community guidelines and I follow the community rules on the platform. However long the platform is alive is however long I will be there. And you guys are more than welcome to just add me as a friend and join my tea time. In the video, I'm going to be backing up my story and my point of view in real time, meaning Snapchat got so many memories. And when I was trying to think like, oh my God, what am I going to make a new YouTube video about? Because I got so many videos, so many ideas, so many memories, so much homework. I was like, I really don't know. And I was just going through like my little memories, and I was like, oh my God, I remember the time that I went to Blue Ridge and Mississippi when I was really just on my spiritual enlightened journey, right? And I just remembered the roads and the ups and downs and the things that I went through, and I really want to share that with y'all. So not only am I going to be backing up my story with my experience and the visuals from my experience of what I could document and catch through Snapchat, tune for the end of the video so I could just tell y'all about the time my mom and her friend, who I knew this lady since middle school, who I call Auntie, how we found out she and her mom was basically illegal immigrants, and the lady was like older than my mom. I was like, wow, I can't believe this lady been lying to me this whole time. You know what I mean?
But I cannot wait to just share with y'all my memories. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just get into it. I got my scarf on. So I'm being messy. Anyways, I gotta be at school at 11. So I was like, of course I gotta wash my hair and get cute. And I gotta do 2 story times because I'm gonna have to just put it in my Snapchat stories about part 2 and just break down part 1, which was just really crazy. This is in no way hate speech or racism or any of that weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? This was somebody that I was really close with. My mom was really close to her. Somebody that I have an actual bond with. Certain people that's a part of this story, the mom, is, for one, not alive anymore, and the close friend is no longer in the country. And like I said, this is just my experience. This is not political, remind you. I'm just being messy, and I'm just talking about my life. And even though I am gonna post my receipts, my messy receipts, and it's not like dramaful or, well, it's messy. It's old memories. These memories are like way before I got in college memories. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here's the tea. A while ago, I was on a very spiritual journey. You know how like getting out of high school, fresh out, just trying to find myself. You know what I'm saying? Grew up very religious, but like I had a cool, strict mom. Like I had a cool mom with boundaries. Like I had a friendly mom. I'm not your friend, but a friendly mom. You know what I mean? Like a cool, strict mom. So I've always had religion and like a form of spirituality in my life. And it came a time when I got out of high school and kind of distanced myself away from the church, and our pastor had died. So it shook things up. So people were gravitating and moving into their own groups. Now, I've been going to this church since I was 6 or 7. You know what I'm saying? A really long time. So imagine from like 6 to 7, you are basically in this environment. So I brought this up to say, in a time in my life, I was really, really, really into other things, and I just wanted to get back that full circle of spirituality. So a spiritual journey was definitely my vibe. It was the mood. It was what I was feeling. And a spiritual trip, I mean, I had even changed my whole lifestyle. Everything that I was eating, everything that I was doing, going to the doctor, just like really in a healthy mind state and living healthy and getting into ancient tarot therapy, which I'll put y'all on another episode about that too. But I was really excited. I'm like, yes, I can do this. Yes, let's do it. Not only was I transitioning, everybody in my family was like spiritually changing, but we were bonding, but we were just in a different spiritual kind of environment. I was just venturing off to look for new things. One of the people that I went to church with I went to church, me and my mom. My mom had this church lady friend. I called her my Auntie Billy. And like I said, known her since middle school. Used to stay at her house. Used to go to school from her house. Like stay at her house. Like she was like, at this point, she was like a godmom. She was like an auntie to me, right? And I never really made out of it, because also her dad went to our church too, and he was fully Japanese. He was really, really cool. And like I said, I've known this lady since a kid. And even her dad used to build houses and stuff, right? He was like Asian or Japanese, I want to say. Don't fact check me on that. But he was Asian. And at this point, I had never met her mom yet. But at this point, her dad dies, and my mom like helped her pay for his funeral, helped her, garments and stuff to bury him in. So like they're pretty cool, just to kind of give you like my mom and Auntie Billy's like relationship, right? So after Auntie Billy's dad died, we don't see her for a while, but she ends up coming back. And remind you, like I said earlier, I'm on this real nut kick. So when Auntie Billy gets back in contact with my mom is like really super excited. I'm really excited to see her. It's like, this is my auntie. I'm really excited. And this lady, she comes over. Everything is cool. You know what I'm saying? She's like, hey, let's go out of town. And it's just like a really cool thing. Like, if you know Auntie Billy, she has a great heart. She was into like real estate. That's what she said she was into. And I believed her because she always had money. And like, buses. And like, so, good. It's getting messy. So like, yeah, she was like into real estate. So like, I believed her. She always had money, and she was like in church. She was a spiritual lady, and she was kind and giving. So, and for some reason, like, always had my mom driving for her when we was around. Even though my mom had her own car, she used to be like, always kind of wanted to do stuff at night, even though she claimed she couldn't see good. And my mom would always be like, you need to get glasses. You need to get glasses. Why you don't go to the doctor? So it wasn't a red flag when she was like, let's go to Blue Ridge, you know. We was like, okay, because her and my mom has been on plenty of like church sister trips and stuff, and like, it's a vibe. It's always a vibe. So, we agreed, all of us, you know, we link up, we have a good time, you know what I'm saying? And so that trip went well. It was tea. I really enjoyed every aspect of that trip. So when we finally got in the car and got to Blue Ridge, it was beautiful. Like, it really is a different type of situation, a different frequency out there. I must admit, I really enjoyed myself, and I don't know. I'll let y'all see for yourself.
In the country today. Like in a country mess.
So, one of the first places when we entered Blue Ridge was a candy place before we got to our cabin. And I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it. I cannot lie. The cabin was absolutely by far the best experience I ever got to experience in life. Like, this is how you start a spiritual trip.
It's so beautiful. Look at this lady. Oh goodness.
Can you hear it? Can you see it?
I'm singing, and I'm just singing. If you ever in Georgia, I know people love coming to tour Atlanta, but you gotta stop in Blue Ridge Mountains. Like, it's cabin fever, but it's the kind of fever that you want. Like, oh my God, the 2 nights that I spent here was amazing. I enjoyed every minute, spending it with my mom, spending it with my Auntie Billy, and just getting to hang out with them and get their point of view on life and like how they can afford to just be so laid back and chill.
Hey, y'all serve been over here yet?
Yeah.
Really? You alright? Mm-hmm. You good? Why you smiling so much? You always happy like that?
Blue Ridge got some good, amazing, like, awesome food. Like, down from seafood to, like, whatever you can imagine. But you see what I got. I got nachos. But the best part and the best gift that was given to me from the universe and Auntie Billy, and of course my mom, because she brought me here, was my trip. The trip to, I call it Crystal Realm, because, oh my God, it's such a magical land. And let me just say this, it looks completely different now than what it looked all those years back ago. But, oh my God, this was the best part of it.
Big old rose quartz over here.
spiritual journeys are always awakened. And it's love. Like, oh my God. I would love to live in Blue Ridge for like this simple fact right here. The simple fact right here is that it's access to so much magic, you know, like my frequency, like the frequency gotta be high in Blue Ridge. Like, definitely hit me up and let me know if you want to go on a crystal date. All my friends, all my Cammies, let me know. And like, I would really like to run this one back because the energy here, everything about this place is just like a vibe, you know? And I got heavy, really heavy into ancient tarot therapy. And I know I said I would save it for another video, but crystals have a lot to do with like cleansing energy and just getting the vibe together and making it feel right. You know what I mean? And that's what I felt like it was just about. I really enjoyed this. Like, out of all the things, I've really never experienced anything like this from a magnitude. Like, crystal shops, okay, cool, okay, fine, but like Crystal Land, a whole different kind of experience.
Silver?
I'm not sure what they are. I know it's a mixture.
Stones are real, but the metal.
The living, the experiences, the things that I did, the new experience that she showed me and my mom. I mean, oh my God, it was amazing, right? So I wasn't, and let me remind you guys, like the time around this was like, I want to say Mother's Day is in May. So we normally, like I said, I'm getting out of high school. And I always spend time at this lady's house. So, of course, I agreed to go with her to Mississippi. But I was very much so, I feel like, misled. She ends up getting me to go with her or whatever. And let me just tell y'all this. Let's really clock some tea. Because, like, it's Mother's Day and I just was misled under pretenses. And let me just tell you how I was misled, too. So, after we get back from Blue Ridge or whatever... Hold on. Somebody call me. That's right, guys. I want to do a pause the minute video. And that's right. You have caught my promo. So, it's something that I do with all of my Cammies. So, I'm going to do it here. And we call that the login party. So, it's my community in my cam room. You have access to me virtually at any time. 24-hour access. Bay and luxury. So all of my links, and I will make sure that any video that you see this in, all my links will be attached to it, where you can just find my Twitter, my Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. Hell, I even got LinkedIn. I got every social media platform that you can think of, including my own website. I have deals and promotions just for you. Just for if you're even seeing this ad right now, I got things budget friendly and I got free things. So make sure that you're always staying in tune with me. We have so much to catch up on, and I can't wait to see you, whether it's YouTube or whatever social media, FaceTime or whatever. Make sure that you get in touch with me, okay? So when we get back home from Blue Ridge, it's just a different vibe. But life, the grass is looking green. Life is looking good. And I should have knew in this moment that things would kind of take a turn. This is the part of the video where I'm showing you that just because you're going through a spiritual journey and healing, you can still be tested. Okay, where was I? So yeah, when we get back from Blue Ridge, you know, I'm like in good light. I'm happy. You know, she notices that I collect nail polish. That's another day, another video. If you know, you know. And I'm like really big onto like getting my nails and my feet done and stuff like that. And so that's kind of like a thing. And that's the way that I ended up just really getting to bond with my mom. And like, that's like really our talk time. So like, Auntie Billy was like, I'll take you to the nail salon. You know, we're riding around. And this is another thing. I've always thought that like, I never really knew her origins because at the time, who I thought was Auntie Billy's, well, I didn't really think it was her husband. I knew it was her boyfriend. He was Caribbean. He was Jamaican. And she worked at his restaurant, all kind of stuff. So it's like, I never really thought of anything. I'm like, well, okay. So we're going over to her friend's house, right? We're doing stuff. And in the midst of her supposed to, she swindled me, I feel like, to get away from my mom. I don't like no weird stuff, but just like, she had ulterior motives type shit. And like, when we went to her friend's house, because at this point, when she comes back in town, she's like renting out the properties that I own right now. So, you know, that's why she ended up coming over to my mom's place, and she was spending a few nights. And she was like, hey, do you want to run some errands with me? We can go get our nails done and stuff. So we were really supposed to come back, but she had other plans. We didn't get our nails done. She had other plans, and I'll save that for after I tell y'all about what happened in Mississippi. And one thing about my Auntie Billy, too, is, like, I fucking love her. She is, like, the female Snoop Dogg. Like, if you know, you know. She keep them shits in the air. And she ride dirty, basically, because she was illegal. And I didn't know that at the time, and I just was like, oh, wow, she is Nolo. And remind you, like, my Auntie Billy is, like, 57, 58. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not no young tender. Like, she's pretty cool. Like, she should just tell me, like, the greatest stories and have, like, all this designer stuff. And, like, only thing about her was, like, she had a lot of animals. But anyways, once we get to the city part, and I'm thinking, like, okay, she about to drop me off. She's like, oh, my God, you know what I'm saying? I need to, will you ride with me to go get my mom from Mississippi? I'm like, okay. I subsequently agree. And, y'all, why did I do that? Because it's like, I didn't even know that her mom was in Mississippi, and, like, she had property in Mississippi, and it was just crazy. But, you know, fresh out of high school, and this is my Auntie Billy, and I'm like, cool, I'll ride with you. You know, I'm thinking, she's like, yeah, we can get our nails done when we get to Mississippi. I know just the place. So the whole time, she's dwindling the nail shop in my face and smoking me out. You know what I'm saying? But Mississippi kind of just, like, revealed some true things. It really wasn't her that revealed things. It was Miss Anna who revealed some things, okay? Mississippi, I mean, the drive was a cool ride. You know what I mean? I didn't really intake the scenery. I guess I more so was just, like, in the moment. So I don't have, like, too much tough, like, scenery footage from my Snapchat, but I got all my memories and, like, just the stories and the people that I met there, and the energy, I mean, it's really, really country. I also ended up finding out that not only was Miss Anna a character, but Auntie Billy had a lot up her sleeve and was acting really, 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 really strange, you know? But things really took a turn, because when I learned that this was not a turnaround trip and I had to spend a night, oh, baby, I was not happy. And the fact that I had been led on all day and still didn't get my nails done, oh, I was upset, y'all. I really was upset. Like, called my mom on the phone, upset. Like, you really wouldn't believe what come next after this.
I'm gonna keep on spinning till they tell me ooh, 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 down the street, ooh, ooh, I done fought the truth.
Honest to God truth, it was so much tea that was spilled on this trip, and I didn't go into it with expectations of having to sip such a big amount. Like, I didn't expect for it to go the way that it went, but you gotta imagine, things went from hanging out, living cozy, having a good time in Blue Ridge to Mississippi. And this is no diss to the state, because I liked Mississippi. It was great, but you know, when you get a person to themselves, you kind of, especially when you're growing up and you're maturing, you start to see people for who they really are.
So not only was my first impression of Miss Anna was like, oh my God, you are mean. Like, all of the stories that I heard about you, all the horror stories that I heard about you when I was a kid that Auntie Billy used to tell me got to be true. And it was just like, I'm not staying there with her, you know what I mean? Like, it's Mother's Day, you know. Well, it was the day before Mother's Day. I was excited. You promised me something. You didn't keep your word. And now you're trying to basically pawn your mama off on me. Like, girl, I got my own mama. Is you crazy? And, like, this lady was really slick at the tongue.
And things just got worse. It went from being in a room with a lady that I did not want to know or just didn't want her pawned off on me to being stuck in a trailer in a state with people that I didn't know. And like, y'all, I can't make this up. The story gets crazier by the minute just thinking about it.
So, y'all, I kid you not, right? Once I realized, like, oh my God, I have to sleep here in a whole house, in a house full of strangers, because this lady done left me to be with a man I ain't never met before. I didn't even know, like, he was a Mississippi guy now, and then it came full circle. Like, you disappeared for a while, got me picking cotton in Mississippi with your mama on farms with pigs and roosters and in a house with no lights so you could be booed up. Like, I was really just like, oh my God. And so I called my mom and I'm like, she's leaving me here, but she think she being slick, because at the time, I didn't have a phone. I did have a phone, but my iPhone, it was like a cheap phone bill, so I didn't have like good internet. So she let me keep her phone for Wi-Fi type stuff. So I'm like, I called my mom. I'm like, she thinks she's slick. She done left her phone with me, and she done left me at this man family house, and oh my God. So long story short, you know, my mom asked me, she's like, and we're gonna call him Sal. She was like, well, what's Sal's number? So I go on her phone, I find his number, and my mom calls her, and instantly, and I'm not gonna go too far into details, but what I will say is that she wrapped that up real quick. You know what I'm saying? My mama she wasn't playing that. So she came and picked me up, and you could tell, like, she just had a nasty attitude. So she has attitude. She's treating me like the teenage sister who just got told on. And remind you, Auntie Billy never had any kids, and it was just crazy.
Mind you, the whole time I even agreed to come is because I have been put under false pretenses that I'm going to go to the nail shop and get my nails done. But no, instead, I'm out farming with her mama while she done dipped off on me. Like, are you serious?
Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit because one of these honeys Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ever secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See notes by the layers. True fucking players. Jump in the Rover and come over. Tell your friends jump in the GF3. I got the chronic by the tree.
And here's some tea too. When I was in the hotel room or whatever with Miss Anna, because she thought that she was gonna, you feel what I'm saying? She thought she was finna just like pawn her mama off on me. When we was in the hotel room for a little bit and she got picked up by Sal. And remind you, Sal is driving Miss Anna's car. They laid up on Miss Anna's property, and she got us put up at I wouldn't call it a rinky-dink motel. It was like a Comfort Inn. And they tried to feed us, like, I don't even remember if she even tried to feed us. Like, honest to God truth. But, y'all, Miss Anna took off her shoes, and she did not smell graceful. Like how an older lady is supposed to smell. Like, lady, you in your 80s. Why do you smell like, no disrespect, but why do you smell like death? And she was just exposing all her tea, y'all. Like, we finna clock it. So she's just like clocking all Auntie Billy tea. She like, yeah, her husband, who was how her and her husband met, and come to find out, Auntie Billie is not from California. She's from Belize, and that's where they're from. And she told me how they got over into this country and how they took a back road. I don't know if this is true, but she claimed that you can drive from Belize, and I don't know. Y'all, tell me in the comments if this is even possible. Because I was like, how can you drive? But she said it's back roads to get to our country, America, the USA, from Belize. And I was like, are you serious? But she was like, her husband, she came to this country following behind him and her kids, and how her and her husband, her family took him in, and they really grew up together and ended up having 3 kids together. And he came to this country first and fell in love with somebody else. And she came to the country after that and would just run him out of every town she found him in, until she basically accepted a job, you know, as in California, as what she would call wealthy people housekeeper. And that's when she just started saying how Auntie Billie has, because I feel like cosplaying, she didn't use that word, but she was just like, she could befriend any ethnic group, and then she'll find out that, like, people are really racist in this country to foreigners. And I didn't know, like, and then she also told me, like, just a lot about herself, but she ended up just, I don't know, it was a smell that she had that I was like, I can't be stuck in this room with you. Like, she promised me to get my nails done, and at this point, I'm still focused on that.
Doesn't make sense now. Shit just got real, things are getting intense now.
Anyways, what happened was, in the first place, how I ended up, she got a hotel room, and I'll get into that.
And y'all make sure y'all follow me on Snapchat, because this is on everything that I love. All my stories that be going on my chat run, it be crazy, like, and I be having visual proof, visual receipts to back it up. So remember earlier when I told you, like, we had went to the friend house and she asked me to go run errands with her, and then she asked me to go pick her mom up from Mississippi, and how we were supposed to go to the nail salon there. No, that never happened. She ended up getting some kind of room, and I ended up stuck with her mama on her property while, like, y'all, ugh. I'm not even gonna just get into the tea. I'll get into the tea soon. Hold on.
The mom had smoke. Miss Anna had smoke for me on the ride home. You basically could say, like, she was talking. She was in the front seat. I was in the back seat. And Auntie Billie was driving. And in the car, she was, like, basically talking about me, calling me a whore, and saying that I was just mad because I couldn't smile in his face. And I mean, I really had to check this lady, like, clock the tea. Like, I really had to check her, because I was like, Auntie Billie, like, what's going on? So, and I'm like, why are you letting her talk to me like this? So Auntie Billie was like, after I said something, she was like, you know, Mom, let it go.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, the truth of the matter is, I was ready to, like, squabble up with this lady. Like, who are you talking to? First and foremost, I didn't want to be around you because your feet stink, you're mean, it's Mother's Day and I miss my mom. Like, come on, what are we doing? And you didn't do nothing but tell all of your daughter business. And she really out riding around with a guy in her mama car, letting him drive it. And because I don't want to babysit her mom, think that she gonna use me to get Sal on the side. Like, I really had expected better from her, but hey, what can I say?
So after the shouting match was over and I made it home, I was, like, really happy. And it's just so crazy because, like, I got out the car, she didn't stop. My mom had cooked and was, like, ready to invite them in, but she just dropped me off and drove off. And my mom was like, she found it ironic because she really wanted to have a face-to-face with her. Like, why would you leave my child, you know, in that environment? And this is a disclaimer too, like, Sal's family was really, really nice to me. I slept in my own room. You know, I didn't sleep, but they gave me my own room. I sat on the phone with my mom for hours until, you know, we could kind of, like, figure a way, because she left me there on, like, how the hell she was going to get back, you know. And then that's when my mom eventually came up with, like, hey, you know, call him. So, that was, like, a really strange experience. I was telling my mom about all the things that I had discovered, and we just kind of, like, start putting pieces together. My mom was like, wow, this lady done filed my taxes, and she was like, I always thought, like, I knew she was foreign, but I figured, like, you know, because my mom's not a racist. She's like, and we met her in church, so we always was like, she was a good person, and outside of her, like, acting this way, and this was before her mom died. Part 2 I'm going to tell you guys how we ended up finding out, seriously, how the dude that she was messing with, Sal, came to her property here in Georgia after her mom died, and she had to basically pew unalive a Jamaican man that she was renting a room to out of her property, but she ended up moving back to the property. It was like a rooming house property, and that's when Mr. Sal ended up telling my mom, like, she really is, didn't have papers. And the link to my Snapchat is in my description, and I'll definitely, it's on my profile, but I'll definitely put a link in my description below, and I'll really just tell you part 2 about how that came about and what happened after, you know what I'm saying, after, me and my mom kind of came up with some stuff and was just talking about it, and like, she disappeared for a little bit, but like I said, this lady, she was a really good friend, so my mom ended up, they ended up talking again. But make sure you add me as a friend on Snapchat, because I'm probably gonna go about my whole day just telling y'all about my Auntie Billy, and it'll be on a public profile, so even if you don't add me as a friend, you can still clock some tea. But if you do add me as a friend, just make sure you put, when you write me or send me a message, say something like, hey, I'm from YouTube, or comment below and let me know that you added me added me. You don't have to put your Snapchat if you don't want to. If you do, that's more better for me. But if not, just send me a message on the platform, and hey, we'll go from there. I'm really, really appreciate you guys tuning in with me and being messy with me, and I have to start my day. I've been talking, but I appreciate you guys, and thank you for listening.
I have finally made it home where I can smoke in peace. Oh yeah, by the way, when we were at the hotel room, right? I had smoked in the bathroom, and they had ended up calling the police, and the lady was like, tried to tell on me. So after that fact, I was like, oh no, you gotta get me away from this op. Like, she 12, I can't do this. But regardless, by the way, I didn't get to take this cute, juicy jalapeno home, but I refused to work for free, so I left it and I just got to take a picture. But if you want to hear more about Auntie Billy and how she ended up murdering her tenant, then follow me and add me on Snapchat right now. Bye.
Move like a wall.